Hey, welcome back AP Calculus students. Today we're moving on to 4.4 derivatives of exponentials and logs. So these I think they're on your unit, not your unit circle, but your cheat sheet. If they're not, there's empty boxes in there so you can write them in. So if we're finding the derivative of anything that's exponential, right, we have a base a, and then our u is technically where our x would be. They're writing it in case we have anything other than just x, which we will have, right? And then the du dx part is just to remember to chain. And then likewise for anything with base e to the u, e to the u is a special one. The derivative of e to the u is itself. And they're just saying the du dx means to remember to chain it if we do our derivative. So let's go ahead and apply these two. Today's work should be pretty quick. So we know the derivative with respect to x of e to the, this would be our u, right, is going to be e to the u. But we have to make sure that we chain it. So the chain of this would be, we can put this out in front, 1 plus 2x. Okay, so that's it. E to the anything, derivative is itself. Just make sure that you chain rule if you need to chain rule. So for the second one, we have derivative with respect to time of 2 to the t minus 3. So we're going to be using this one. So we're going to have 2 to the t times ln of 2, right? Because we have our a and then our a. The a represents the base. The base here is 2. And then we need to do the derivative, the chain rule, but the t is just a t, so we don't have to chain it. It would be 1 if we did chain rule there. So, and then the 3 factors out, or derives out, sorry. So that is the derivative, 2 to the t ln 2. Okay, and then the second part of this is doing the ln and log. So the ln of the derivative of ln is 1 over u. And then we have our chain, right? Just reminding us to chain. And then the derivative of log base a of u. So if we have any log other than base 10, well, I guess if we do have log base 10, the a would still be 10, is 1 over u times ln of the base a. And then, again, remember to chain if we need to chain. Okay, so let's check this out. So this one is like the second version, right? We're doing a log based. So this is going to be 1 over, our u is our sine x. So we have sine x times the ln of a. And then the derivative of sine is going to be the cosine x. Right, so altogether we have cosine x over sine x. Wait a minute. Log base a to the u. A to the u. Wait, let's start this over. We misplaced this a. Okay, so sometimes it helps to say that what our u is. So notice this is a to the log base a of u. So our u would be this whole thing, not just the sine x. So a to the sine x is our u. Okay, that makes it a little bit easier. Our derivative of u, because we're going to have to chain, we might as well do that as well. So the derivative of a to the sine x, let's go back here. A to the u is a to the u ln a. So a to the sine x ln a. Okay? Hope you're still following me. So all we did was saying that, well, in this form, it's log base a of u. So our u is this whole thing. We know we're going to have to do the derivative of it at some point because we're going to have to chain. So we did the derivative of u is that thing. Now let's put it all together. So we're looking at this thing now. 1 over a to the sine x is our u. And then we have times ln a right? So we completed this part of it. Now let's do the chain, and the chain is times a sine x ln a, but right, we need to make sure that we do the chain of this inside part. So it actually be times cosine x. There's our cosine x. Now look at the whole craziness of this whole thing. A sine x cancels, ln a cancels, so this whole thing is just going to be cosine x. Pretty crazy, right? Okay, and then to the next example, remember that ln x is our inside function, so that would be our u. Our du would be 1 over x, right, from this part. So let's put this together and see how it works out. So we're going to do the power rule on the outside, so we're going to do 2 ln x, right? And then the chain is 1 over x. Right, so we just dropped our 2 down, subtracted 1 from it. We don't need to put power 1. The inside is the same. And then the chain, the derivative of ln x is 1 over x. So the whole thing is going to be 2 ln x over x. All right, so yeah, helpful hint. If you do have some kind of chain rule to do, it's always nice to label what your u is and your du are, because like this one, I forgot to put that cosine x until the end, right? So it's good to do it ahead of time, so once we're plugged in and we're focusing on one thing, we don't have to go back and like change our focus to something else. Okay, that's it for today.